Hello again. It's been a while since I last uploaded. I think it's been about 11 days, so that really zoomed by, but it's an exciting time in the hobby again. We've got Optimum coming out, and despite what people might say about the price or what's in it and what's not in it, at the end of the day, I think everyone can agree that it's a really strong release, for better or worse. And yeah, it just has a ton of value, a ton of inserts, so there's just a lot to go through in this video. I actually watched the release video they put out, and the hype around this release, I think, is the strongest I've ever seen in an AFL release, personally. I'm not sure how it was 20 years ago or something, but definitely in recent times, I think the amount of people being brought to the hobby right now is really high, and I think that's going to keep going. I'm seeing specifically people getting brought from other hobbies, I think. So if you're into NBA card collecting or Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or American sports cards in general, I see lots of those people kind of being pulled into the hobby, especially because prices are going up. And despite what people think and despite what people may like, unfortunately, when prices go up, it actually brings more to people to the hobby. Or not, and unfortunately, it's a good thing bringing more people to the hobby, but it's unfortunate that it might price some people out. And I feel a bit bad that some people look at this price. I think it's $315 for a box of Optimum, and they go, well, I'm just not going to be able to afford that. And it is going to push some people out of the hobby, and especially set collectors, team collectors, people who really like to collect bulk, because there's so many low-numbered inserts in this set that it's just going to be extremely hard to set collect. It's pretty much impossible, really. And even to team collect would be very difficult. But although push some people out, and some people might think that it's going to push lots of people out, I think the amount of people it draws in is going to be much higher. The hype around this release and just hype in general brings people in. People get a bit of fear of missing out, and I'm not saying these are all good things, but it works. And I think Select knows that. They know that they're on the winner at the moment, and instead of pulling back and holding some value for themselves, not releasing super stacked releases, they're actually going the other way and just absolutely stacking everything. Even we've seen so far in Footy Stars and Footy Stars Prestige, for the caliber of release, like it's supposed to be a lower end, more kid-friendly release, they put out some really stacked releases then, and then this Optimum is just another level higher. Before this video, I just want to say, if you've watched my Footy Stars Prestige breakdown before, I won't be doing a expected value calculation on Optimum at the moment. I can do that, it's just going to be very time consuming because it has so many inserts. But if you'd like to see that, just chuck a comment below. Let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. But I'm just going to get into it now, and I'm going to go through card by card first, and the different inserts and what I think of them visually or collecting wise, and then I'll also go through the more money investment side of it as well. I'll probably mix it all together, to be honest, like usual. But let's just get straight into the base. So base, not much to say. I think base collectors will be happy. Not a bad looking card. It's pretty standard, pretty similar to previous years, I think. So yeah, nothing much more to say about that. The lowest end insert of the set is Optimum Plus. So that's out of 455. And I really think this is going to become the new base. Lots of other hobbies have this where numbered cards have kind of lost their specialness, because if everything's numbered, effectively nothing's numbered. So I think the AFL hobby is definitely going down this path, and that's why it's very risky, like I said in the Footy Stars Prestige video, to invest heavily or not even invest, just buy a lot of inserts thinking, well, they're numbered, they're going to hold up in price. That's not necessarily the case. I think ever since Optimum has come out, and even before then when people were kind of getting ready for the release, I reckon Footy Stars Prestige from its release has most of the inserts have dropped about 50%. I reckon on average the value of the box, or the value of the cards in the box, has dropped about 50% across the board. And there was such high hype when it came out, people just wanted the cards, and I think lots of people would be looking at eBay right now and trying to kind of offload to afford this new release, and realizing, wow, I'm getting a bit stung here, I'm losing half my value. And that's the problem with investing or spending money on something like Footy Stars Prestige. There's just so many cards or low numbered inserts being put out at the moment that things are just getting sucked into the sea of inserts, and there's going to be even more so in the future, collector's fatigue, where you can't collect everything. And back in the day, you might say, oh, well, if a card's numbered out at 80 cards, that's worth collecting. Like, people really want that. But in this release, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably got like, 6 cards that are numbered, probably more than that. Yeah, 7 or 8 cards numbered under 100. So if you compare that to 5 years ago, where anything under 100 was super high-end, super collectible, where now you're getting multiple cards in one set, I think that's going to change people's thinking when they're looking at buying cards. But I got a bit off track there. The Optimum, this is out of 455. Yeah, like I said, it's going to be pretty low value, except for your key players might be a bit more. Obviously, your Dusties, your Bonts, those kind of blokes. The look of the card itself, it's got a bit of an old style frame look. A bit of a strange choice, but I mean, I don't mind it. It is what it is. Kind of reminds me of law courts if you ever went on a high school excursion. But the most interesting thing about the Optimum Plus and the Optimum Plus Parallel, which is the same but just numbered out of 115, is that they've included the rookie cards in there as well. And I love anything rookie. I think the counter to inserts becoming just normal, or like every card being special, well, the counter to that is people are going to look for the truly special cards, the truly significant cards. And those, for me, the easiest way to find a significant card is to find the rookie card, because that's something that is detached from the rest of their career. You can't lump a rookie card in with the rest of the inserts in their career, where once someone's a couple years in, you can lump all those inserts from year 2 to year 15 all in the same kind of bracket. So it's harder to discern, and there's lower collectability and lower demand overall. But yeah, I love when they're expanding the rookie card series. I think it's good to include it in the other ones, because otherwise there'd just be too many insert sets. So yeah, I think they've done a pretty good job with that, even though the cards are a tad ugly in my opinion. Speaking of ugly cards, this next one, Specialist, this is out of 80. It's actually a really cool concept. So the concept is each specialist who has their own card has a specialist skill, whether it be tackling, kicking. I actually don't know what they are. Maybe rucking or something. But just the look of it, to me, it looks more like a Footy Stars card, which is fine. There's definitely a market for that, and for some people, this will be their favourite card of the set. For me, I just don't really see it. I think it looks more geared towards kids. Once again, not a big problem, but it's just not for me. But yeah, being out at 80, it's still going to be pretty rare. And once again, the key players, I think most people, this card will kind of fall to the wayside, because there's just so much fatigue in collecting at the moment. But for the key players, it's still going to be a very expensive card. The next one is All Australians. So I do like the concept of All Australians being numbered, because it is kind of an impressive feat to be All Australian, and it's a good way of celebrating it, I think. The look of it, I think it kind of looks like highlights. It looks almost like they've just adapted the highlight, which, if you don't know, is the cards they release after certain rounds to celebrate people's performances or milestone games or whatever. Yeah, it kind of looks like those cards, which makes it a bit less interesting to me. But I mean, once again, it's out of 65. It's going to be hard to get those key players. Next one is medal winners. And this is another one I don't necessarily think that they needed to number this low. It's numbered to 50. And it's just weird to see a card numbered to 50, which doesn't look very special. It's just pretty much similar to All Australian, where the card itself doesn't look that special. It looks kind of like lower end, but then the number just doesn't really match. And speaking of key players, Dusty obviously won the Norm Smith last year, so he's going to have a medal winner numbered to 50, and people are going to have to shell out, I don't know, $1,000 or $800 or whatever they are for this card, which necessarily isn't too special in my opinion. So yeah, it's once again something I'd personally steer clear of. Yeah, there's just so many insert options, in this set that I don't think I would be going gung-ho about any in particular. This next one, well, this is more my forte. We've got the draft pick signatures, and this year they've gone the tiered system. So this reminds me a lot of Future Force when they did that, and I really like Future Force. I think Future Force, I don't know if they're ever going to bring it back. I kind of like that they finished it, because once they finished it, it makes it a bit more special because it's out of print. But yeah, I like the draft pick signature tier system where you have different varying levels of rarity and price points. So you've got the copper out of 170, the gold out of 85, and the platinum out of 40. So it really just appeals to different kind of people and different kind of collectors. It's nice that you can get a rookie card of someone if you want to pay a lot of money, and say you want a Jamiro Ugle-Hagan platinum draft pick signature, you're probably going to be shelling out a lot of money. But if you just are more of a team collector and you want your players in a copy signature, I think it shouldn't be that expensive. So I really like the idea, and I really like the look of these cards. I think these cards especially will age super well, and if it's something that Select do well is they make a good draft pick signature. I don't think they've ever made a really ugly set of draft pick signatures. They change it up a lot. It looks very different every year, but they really kill it every year, so got to give it to them. The next one is the Headliners card. So this is numbered out of 95. This is like the big face kind of portrait of players. Not a huge amount to say in this card. Again, it kind of just folds in with the rest of the inserts. It's got a cool look to it. Once again, probably not my forte. It looks more like a photo, like a collectible photo than a card to me. But yeah, I mean, Dusty's got one, so that's going to be big money again. Optimum mirror. So this is building on something that's really cool in the footy card industry, and that's that people value jumper numbers really highly. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, that it's really good to have, although we can take things from America and we can take things from soccer collecting and Pokemon, and we can take things from all different hobbies, it's good to have your own thing. And I think one of the biggest Aussie footy card collecting things is jumper numbers. So it's really nice that Select has realised this and incorporated it into their set a bit. So yeah, the first one is the Optimum mirror. That's out of 60, very rare again. So that's got every player on a separate card. So say you've got, an example is for Fremantle, so you got Brayshaw and McManus. So it's a current player and also an older player. In the Optimum mirror, in the normal one, you got two separate cards. So if you want to collect both of them and put them together, then you have to buy two separate cards. But one of the best cards in the set is the next one, which is Optimum mirror Dual Sig. So that's out of 50, and it's got the exact same players in the Optimum mirror insert, but they're on the same card and they both sign the card. And I like dual sigs. I think they're really cool. I like the concept of older player and newer player, and the biggest thing I like is the players they've chosen. They've picked some really interesting choices, not necessarily the biggest names, but really interesting choices and combinations. Just for an example, Nick Nat and Ben Cousins, that has to be probably the best one. It just stands out. That's an amazing combination, and hats off to them for working that one out. Got Scott Lucas, Jake Stringer, love that combo. Danger and Chappie, King and Rewalt, the two big forwards. And I'm a Bulldogs fan, so Scott West and Lockie Hunter as well is quite a good combo, although I would have loved like a Bailey Smith or a Bontempelli personally. So we're not done yet. We're still got more inserts to go. Only one actually. So this one is the card. It's kind of billed as the card in the set. Personally, I'd go for more the DPS and the dual sig, but this one is the lowest numbered along with the platinum DPS, and this is the influential. So we've seen these ones before in previous sets. Just got different players this time. I think Trent Cotchin got one this year, which is cool because they usually do more up and coming players, I think. So it's cool that he got one near the end of his career. But yeah, that's all the different cards in the set. And there's a whole lot. I'll count up how many inserts there are, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different inserts, and that's not including the 3 different tiers of DPS. So there's 12 different inserts, including all the draft extinction things, and that's not including the rookie cards included in the Optimum Plus as well. So there's just a huge amount of value, and like I said, I'm not doing the EV calculation in this video, but I'm very willing to say that I think this card will release at $315 and will probably go straight to $500. Like, lots of people are saying it's too expensive to start with, but those people are going to be even more annoyed when people buy it on the day and then start flipping it for $500. And yeah, I'd be very surprised if it probably stabilizes at any less than $500. I kind of see that as a price in my mind. Okay, so going into the second part of the video. The first part, I'll try and keep this quick because I did go through a lot of it when going through the cards as well, but investing. So as I always say, I go for the more significant cards. Personally, I think that's rookie cards. So this release has a really good selection of rookie cards. Hopefully the rookies pan out. You can't really, all you can do is put the cards there. You can't make any superstars, but yeah, hopefully this ages well, this list. I'd love to see Jamari just have a huge career. But yeah, it's risky. It's always risky no matter what you do. I think if you put money into an insert like Specialist, that's high risk, and I think once later sets come out, that kind of insert's just going to be gobbled up and a bit forgotten about. And the draft pick signature, it's risky, but in a different way because it's significant, so I don't think it's going to be forgotten about. The problem is you don't know how those players are going to perform. You could buy a platinum DPS of Jamara and he could turn out to be like a Buddy Franklin, or he could turn out to be I don't know, someone who wasn't that good. Maybe who was that Essendon player? Gumbleton. So he could be a Scott Gumbleton instead. So I mean, you just don't really know what's going to happen. And at the end of the day, you just should collect what you want to collect. And I think Select have done an amazing job from the marketing of the release to just the look of the box as well. Like, it looks really schmick. So I think this is going to be a very exciting time for the hobby, which is going to bring a lot more people in. But the long-term effect, I feel like I always repeat myself, I always get back to this point, but the long-term effect is people going to enter the hobby. Even this year, when they entered the hobby and there was Footy Stars Prestige, they enter the hobby, they go, oh, well, this is a sick new release, I'm going to buy 10 blue parallels. And then it gets 6 months later and they realize they've lost half their money on the blue parallels, and they go, well, why am I buying these inserts? Like, what? I still love the hobby. Once you're in, I think it's hard to get out, even if you maybe lose a bit of money or don't start off collecting what you want to collect. Once you're in, you're in. So these people are going to start looking for more higher end and more significant cards. I think at the end of the day, it's always going to go back to those big cards and those big rookie cards, like the 5, the 5 platinum draft pick. I actually picked that up the other day. I can't wait to chuck it on camera. But yeah, big rookie cards. I've talked about it. I don't need to mention the cards again, but that's what I see happening. That's what happened in other hobbies when people join. They start off getting lower end and then they always move back to the more significant. So I'll finish the video there. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll try and get another video out soon. Thanks a lot. Cheers.